Alright, what is up, guys? What a good video to put out there for the YouTube world, or the boxing world, for anybody that watches this video. But, this will be my, video to talk about my fight prediction on Danny Garcia, or Errol the Truth Spence Jr. versus Danny Garcia fight prediction. Uh, yeah, so let's get right into it, man. Uh, I personally believe this fight will be a lot of fireworks. Errol Truth, or Errol Spence Jr. has a lot of good talent in his arsenal. And I think what Errol has proven to the world is that he is a high caliber guy. Um, if we just take a look at Errol Spence's box rec, we just know that the caliber of his opponents are people that are very good level opponents, i.e., let's say, I don't even know, to be honest. I mean, there's so many good fighters. But let's see. Sean Porter got Mikey Garcia, Carlos Ocampo, Lamont Peterson, a very good fight. Kell Brook, where he got his first world title shot and won in the UK. And even fights before then, he fought Leonard Bundu, which, that was like an easy fight. He knocked him out pretty easy. But I mean, bigger names like Chris Algieri was a very good fight. He KO'd him in 5 rounds. And other names, not too many other big names, but his big names started coming with upper echelon opponents. I mean, even Chris Van Heerden was like a big name. He wasn't even supposed to last against Chris Van Heerden because everybody was thinking like that was going to be like the end of Errol Spence versus him, but nah, he beat the living crap out of him. Samuel Vargas, a very good name, or that's what I've heard at the time. Yo, just imagine if like Lucas Matisse fought Errol Spence Jr. That would be such a crazy fight. Oh my god, that would have been a fight of the century. But no, Errol Spence, he has very good names. There's really nothing you can say bad about him. He definitely has been doing the heavy lifting to make himself good. He, like, his last 5 opponents, came off of very good wins. So I mean, if anything, it's good enough to show the level of caliber that he's fighting. But at the same time, with this car accident, can we really expect the same Errol Spence that we have seen from last year, where he fought Sean Porter? And can Errol Spence prove himself to the boxing world that he has the same pop in his punch and the amount of I guess defensive IQ to bring to the table to dominate, Danny Garcia and make this fight a fight of his own, where he can, manage his, his style a lot better to dominate the fight. I think either way, Errol Spence is gonna be in for a very tough opponent. Danny Garcia is not a pushover. He's gotten some really big wins over his career. We can even just go off from his championship days. His very first world title opportunity came from him taking away the 140-pound WBC and IBF light, or basically super welterweight title, or or 140, right? Oh wait, actually no, he never actually got like a world title, but he beat he beat Kendall Holt in a tough split decision win. And then next came Eric Morales for the WBC super lightweight title. So that was when he started having his glory years. And then after that, he beat Amir Khan. Following to that next fight, he KO'd Amir Khan in 4 rounds, and then he fought Eric Morales again, KO'd him. That was a pretty good fight, fight in itself. And then after that, he fought Zab Judah. Um, he obviously gave Danny a very tough fight. He obviously held the WBA and WBC title after he had beat Amir Khan for his WBA title at 140. So after Zab Judah, he then went off to fight Lucas Matisse, which was a very good fight. And then after that, Mauricio Herrera, that was a very tough win. He's not a pushover, by the way. Herrera is a very dangerous fighter, and he throws a lot of hooks and punches where you don't see them coming, and he gets you pressured. And that was in Puerto Rico. That was a very good fight. Either way, Danny took him out. That obviously was just a very hard fought victory. But following fourth was Lamont Peterson. Um, this was obviously a non-title bout catchweight, but Danny got the win for a majority decision, which honestly Danny had admitted to Lamont that he thought Lamont basically won the fight, but I think either way, like Danny gave Lamont some problems, but I mean, that's still a name on his record. He still got the win because, that's what the judges said. And even though that I do agree with, with other critics that, Lamont Peterson easily had beat Danny Garcia, yeah, I get that. But, this is boxing. Like whatever the fans think does not translate with the judges. And obviously that does need to go in boxing. That is not good for the sport. People after that was Paulie Malignaggi and Robert Guerrero. Very big wins, by the way. That definitely increased his stock a lot better. And I guess Samuel Vargas, he's a very good name, but his biggest loss had to come from Keith Thurman. That obviously was a fight that he could have won, but he wasn't using the proper footwork to edge out Keith Thurman for the win. Plus, he kept leaving himself wide open to get hit. So I don't understand why Danny ever had that mindset. Um, yeah, he shouldn't have been. Oh, sorry. He shouldn't have been way too comfortable with Keith. He should have pressured Keith more and moved his head a lot more, so that way he could have utilized more jabs on the outside and the inside to make Keith more tired, to break him down to win the fight easier. And I think that's why Keith exploited that and just took advantage of what he could have saw from that fight. But after Keith Thurman came Brandon Rios. That was the EC 9th round TKO. And then he fought Sean Porter for the WBC World, welterweight title, which that was a very tough unanimous decision, which this fight could have easily went either way. Many to whom thought Danny actually won the fight because Sean, he was getting dominated in the early rounds leading into the mid rounds, but then on top of that, every round had its moments. But Sean Porter beat Danny. That was a big tough loss. But after that, he stepped it up. He fought Adrian Granados. Not the best fight in the world, but that's still a good notable win. Fought Ivan Redkach after, which that wasn't really too much of a name, but still, you know, it still gives him credibility to build himself. But yeah, ever since then, it was so much of building, you know, your character in the ring and trying to make sure that you know what you're doing. But I think either way, this is a good fight. Errol Spence Jr. and Danny Garcia are going to drop a lot of bombs. My prediction is pretty clear. I would have Errol, but yeah, Errol Spence beating Danny by decision in the 12th, or I would have Danny Garcia knocking out Errol Spence in the 6th or the 8th round. But either or, I don't ever see this fight, you know, becoming a short distance fight. You know, one fighter obviously has to go, and the other fighter, you know, needs to, you know, take the loss like a man. But you know, it's just really sad because you know you have so much pride on the line, and some people take that pride way too seriously, and sadly, you know, you have to let those wins go into fruition and accept the losses. But either or, I think this is going to be a very good main event. I I wouldn't be surprised if Danny Garcia were to get the upset because almost every single fight he does come in as a underdog, and many who doubt him would do the same thing to any other fighter. So that's pretty much what I have to say. Let me know what you guys think, and this is K Rod signing out, and thank you guys for watching. Peace.